Hello everyone and welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And on this week's episode, we were talking about Hunter Nen Impact,
Woo!
the brand new video game, which just came out on Tuesday for some, on Friday, or what, Thursday? Thursday for others, right?
I think that's right, yeah.
Yeah. So we got it on Tuesday, so we've had a little bit of time to play it. Well, kind of. We've both been kind of busy this week, but Dylan got more time in than I have, I think, at least in training mode and such.
Yeah, I mean, we probably have a similar amount of time still, all things considered. I think I have about maybe 7 hours total in the game right now. 7, 8, something like that.
That's about right for me too, then.
Okay, yeah, so decent amount of time still for, week one.
Yeah.
So, happy to talk about it today.
Absolutely. Then, of course, we'll be going through our community comments. If you'd like to join in on the community and have your comment read, be sure to comment on the YouTube version on the weekly community posts. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to help grow our community of Hunter x Hunter fans. Additionally, if you'd like to know when new episodes are live, click the bell to enable notifications. If you're an audio listener, make sure to rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod, for podcast-related updates and to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. If you'd like, you can also email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. As always, we provided timestamps in the description if you'd like to skip ahead to any of the aforementioned segments.
Hell yeah.
So, before we get into Nen Impact news, I didn't put it in the script, but I actually do have one thing. It's like an announcement of an announcement. They did an SH Figuarts presentation where they said they were going to reveal some Hunter x Hunter things, and they showed an image of Kurapika SH Figuarts. So there's that. Full reveal will be later this month with probably Leorio too, if I had to guess.
That'll be good. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. It is his York New City outfit, of course. So endless flood of York New City Kurapika merchandise continues, but
it's
what can you do?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But that's all. We'll talk about that more probably whenever it's officially or like fully revealed.
Not necessarily newsworthy, I guess, but just a fun little event that'll be happening too. They're doing, I don't know if it's already happened or if it will happen soon, but there's going to be this like nice little showcase event of Nen Impact where they're actually getting Gon and Killua's Japanese voice actors to play the game. So I thought that was pretty fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
You'll probably find that pretty easily online if you search. I don't have it on hand, but yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Okay, well, pretty much all we got to talk about here at the top of the show, so let's just get into Nen Impact discussion.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Hi, everybody, welcome to our discussion / review, I guess, of Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact.
There's going to be a lot to talk about today.
Yes, that's for sure. This is our first new Hunter x Hunter content since the chapters.
Can you believe that? Like 7-8 months since then?
Yes, it's been a while. Imagine if this game came out back then. It would have blew up.
Oh my gosh. The timing would have been actually perfect. And I mean, it would have released around the time, I think, that the chapters ended. But, they delayed it
true.
Rollback netcode, which we'll get into that later. But,
we'll talk about netcode.
Yeah. Timing would have been great otherwise, though. So, that's something to note.
Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of going to talk about like every aspect, everything we've played, just notes on it that we've taken, try to cover like every game mode that we played. I think we, between the two of us, I think we played everything.
Except for Battle Olympia. But
right. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I had a bad experience. So yeah, this will be a little, just, I don't know. We're just talking about it. Like we're not exactly a guided conversation like we normally do. It'll have like some loose structure to it. Like I'm sure we'll go from point to point just kind of naturally as we talk. But yeah, just tell you our thoughts, and later on we'll answer any questions you guys have about it.
Yeah.
So where should we begin? What is the biggest talking point other than netcode? Yeah, unless you want to start with netcode.
Well, we could. We very well could start with netcode, but I just say it's probably more. It's probably best that we start with just our overall impressions of the game, first impressions rather, and just kind of have a little overview of our thoughts that we can dive deeper into, right?
Okay, yeah.
So if you maybe want to kick us off with that, then Kaige, like, how are you feeling about the game so far?
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it mechanically. It's a very fun, very addicting game to play. And I think, I mean, really, in a perfect world, that would be the most important thing. But when trying to get a fighting game off the ground, there's unfortunately a lot of other aspects that need to land. And I don't think this has yet. Maybe in the future, but not the greatest launch in the world. But me personally, if I am just looking at this as a video game, I'm not thinking about like a competitive future, longevity, whatever. It's a really fun game. If this was like a PS2 game, you know, like that wasn't a thing that you had to worry about, this would be a really, really good game. But we're in 2025, so there's more aspects to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of on the same wavelength as you. There's a lot of asterisks involved with how you release a fighting game nowadays, right? And so Nen Impact definitely has not hit all those marks, and we'll talk about a lot of these things as we go through. And I think an especially big point on that is the pricing as well. We'll talk about all the different content the game has to offer, you know, as we go. But considering that and just some other things that is maybe missing from the game right now, I can't exactly say that this will be worth $60 to most people, right? But as somebody who is really into fighting games in general, right? You know, both me and you kind of come from a more like fighting game background, you know, before we even started this podcast, right? And just the overall feel of the game and its characters and the various mechanics of the gameplay, it's a lot of fun. It's so fun to just do stuff with the characters. Like it feels like, and we'll get into this soon, just like when we talk about how the game actually functions, but it feels like you can do anything with a lot of these characters, and that makes the gameplay loop really addicting for a fighting game, I think. And it's just crazy moments happen all the time, right? So I personally am having a lot of fun with the game as well, but there's definitely some talking points we have to go over to as big asterisks for that.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like just to touch on like the feel of the game, it is just so satisfying how, you know, you can think of something in your mind. Like you play this game for long enough, a couple hours, and you're already like, all right, I kind of got the core mechanics down. Pick up a character and you're just like, I wonder if this will work. And most of the time it does. And that's
definitely does.
So cool. And just like on the fly, like when that first session we were playing and I was just starting to figure out moral, I just like kept doing random nonsense and I kept like adding more random nonsense onto it. Cause every time I'd be like, okay, but I could probably make this work a little further. I could do something else with it. Yeah. And damn near every time it would work. And if it didn't, there's a path to make it work. And that is amazing. It's so cool. Like you don't feel restricted by the mechanics in any capacity. It's a very loose game. Yeah. It almost feels like, you know, like those old like turbo mode mods in Smash where everything just links together. There's no end lag. It almost feels like that.
Yeah, and that's a very considering that this is developed by Aiding, which was the developer for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's very much like a familiar thing if you've ever played that game, right? Because that game is crazy. But obviously, with how much nonsense will happen as a result of this kind of gameplay like flow, not everybody's gonna be having a great time with it if they're getting ass blasted by like a billion combos per second, right? But when you're the one driving behind that wheel, it is the most addicting thing in the world. Like even when, like as Kaige was saying, when he was learning his moral combos on the fly against me in our first session, I was raging internally so hard at some of the shit he was pulling off seamlessly for almost no reason. But I could tell Kaige was having like the time of his life the entire time. So that's just a cool thing to me, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about the nitty gritty about some characters a little later, but. I guess from there, we should probably just talk about netcode real quick. Not real quick, but let's just get that out of the way because that is the biggest sour spot of this game by far, and it's got a lot of people being like, "All right, this game's dead on arrival," and I can hardly even blame them because online is the biggest thing nowadays in fighting games. If you don't have good netcode, your game dies. If you don't have crossplay, your game dies. This game has neither. So does it die? Maybe. But
maybe.
They are. Do you want to talk about the article real quick? That they, the post.
Before we dive into why the online is less than ideal, I just want to put right out the gate, because not everybody knows about this, is that they did put out a statement talking about a notice regarding current issues affecting online battles, where they basically said they confirmed issues where there's excessive rollback frames occurring during matches, and we'll talk about rollback as well specifically later on to kind of highlight that, resulting in gameplay disruption. And also an issue where matches forcibly terminate due to desynchronization errors. Kaige and I know all about that one from our first session.
Yeah, that was insane.
So basically, when there are excessive rollback frames, and then just matches forcibly disconnecting because the games aren't syncing to each other properly, from person to person. And they've identified those, and they are working on fixes for these issues. With the asterisk, though, that they kindly ask for our patience, as the resolution may require some time. So,
yeah,
they're aware. We don't know when a fix will come, though, for this. It could be a week from now, could be a month from now, could be like 6 months from now. We don't really know, unfortunately. And that's kind of unfortunate, because you really want to fix this as fast as possible if you want this to recover to any degree, right? So if this doesn't come out soon, then that might be a bit of a problem for the longevity of the game and just like keeping players actually playing online, right? And then there's further updates coming to the online features as well. They said in this notice, broader efforts to provide a more stable and comfortable matchmaking environment. Specifically, they're going to introduce a feature that allows players to view more detailed information regarding their opponent's connection quality and their region, which is really nice because... Kaige, you played a little bit online, you said, right? You really can't parse a whole lot of information on how the connection will be with a person, right?
No, not in ranked. If you're in a player lobby, you can see like everything, which is so backwards to me. Like, why can I see all this information when I'm just doing like casuals, but I can't see any of it in ranked?
Right. So that'll be nice once we have that. But so this is all to say, though, that the development team is currently aware of some of these issues. We just don't know when a fix will actually come for these. So keep that in mind. By the time this video is out, maybe there's a surprise patch, right? But we don't know.
But as of now, the netcode is, I'll say, inconsistent. Because
very inconsistent.
Me and Dylan have had some good matches. I'll say our last session was really solid. We didn't experience a whole lot of nonsense.
No, there was a few instances of like random teleportation that just kind of happened out of nowhere, but like it was kind of far and few in between in our last session. We played for a solid like hour and a half, I think, something like that.
Yeah, and we've only done like 2 play sessions together so far, and our first session was real rough. That was bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was on your end, but like even from the very first match, there was some wild shit happening on my screen in terms of like basically like no startup attacks, just like teleporting into me. It was not great. It did kind of ease up towards the end of that session, I think, but it didn't start off very well. And I think throughout that session also, the delay and just overall like consistency of our connection was really rough.
Yeah, absolutely. And it definitely, we still had a good time, but it got really frustrating. And like, by the end of the session, we had like 100 million instances of the game like force closing us.
Yeah. And that was the most frustrating part, because we'd like get towards the end of so many matches and it's just like match disconnected due to desynchronization or whatever, and we'd still be in the room and all that, and it just begged the question of like what even happened, like how is the game like desyncing our gameplay this much when it felt pretty smooth throughout it. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, so this game is a perfect example of implementing rollback netcode doesn't automatically mean this is incredible netcode. And this is
good rollback netcode.
Yeah, and this is an eye opener even for me, because I've never experienced bad rollback before. I've never played a game that had bad rollback. I played plenty of games that have bad netcode, but not bad rollback netcode. So this was a unique experience to me, and it's rough. It in some ways is almost even worse than just bad regular, run of the mill netcode.
Yeah, because at least if like in delay based netcode games, like your input delay is gonna get laggier, right? And like the game is obviously gonna slow down a lot, right? In those instances. But at least you kind of know what's happening the entire time, right? But with bad rollback and with fluctuating rollback specifically, I think is the big part in this problem with Nen Impact, right? Where the rollback frames will go fluctuate all over the place between like 1 to 6, even just like in like a stable, as stable of a connection as you can possibly get, right? It's like it's so like jarring just to like be playing the game, and then the rollback issues start happening. And so, in case you don't know how rollback netcode works, if you're not familiar with fighting games, it basically works by predicting player actions and simulating them locally, and then correcting the game state if predictions are incorrect. So that approach reduces the perceived like lag and input delay, and just kind of should make these online matches feel smoother, more immediate, right? As a result. But if you have bad rollback frame or bad rollback netcode and the rollback frames are fluctuating, then that's what results in like characters just like teleporting to you randomly and just like hitting you out of nowhere.
Yep.
Because you didn't see that on your screen, but on their screen they were able to do that, and the game predicted wrong basically what was going to happen, so they corrected it, and then now you're getting hit out of nowhere. Things like that.
Yeah.
And that is very frustrating to have happen to you, I think.
Yeah, no kidding. It's just a nightmare. It looks like a jumbled mess. Like when you look at, we never had any like jaw-droppingly bad moments, but if you look online, it will not take you long to find clips of like unbelievable like jumbled garbage all over the screen that is incomprehensible.
Did you see the one clip where someone reached like 99 rollback frames and like the game was just like, it was like instant transmission the entire match?
No.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'll need to send you that clip and maybe even include it in the YouTube video, because that is like jaw-droppingly like, how does this happen?
That's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah. Obviously not a lot of people are going to put up with that if that happens on a regular basis. So the netcode being as inconsistent as it is a very big issue for the game right now, especially at launch. That's not something you want to happen at a game's launch like this.
No. So what they need right now is speed. They need to address this quickly, and you know what? Credit right out the gate. They did address it very quickly. They made this statement incredibly fast. So kudos to that. That's great. That's a good sign, but they need to act faster.
Yes.
This needs to be fixed immediately, or else it's going to be bad.
Yeah. Because so many people, it's a shame. It is a real shame that this is even an issue to begin with, because the overall consensus online even is that this game is so fun. It's addicting to play. Yeah. You literally just get to do whatever the hell you want with like most of the characters in this game, right? And we'll get to the characters specifically soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But like so many more people would be playing this game if the online had any amount of like good reviews for the most part, right? But when the first impressions are this dire with the netcode, it's tough. It's tough to bounce back from that. All that being said, your mileage may vary, because me and Kaige obviously have had decent connections, like in our last section, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the opponents you played online, Kaige, but like were the connections like solid there for the most part too?
I haven't played a whole lot, but honestly, they've been fine so far. I haven't had any like egregious moments, but it's so random. You could get a high quality match one game, and the next it'll be complete ass. I just haven't had any ass ones yet. But we'll see.
It probably varies from region to region, right? Like I hear like Japan's netcode especially is like way more playable, like if you're playing peer-to-peer in Japan compared to like over in the US or even Europe, God forbid, right? So yeah. So your mileage may vary. All that being said, but yeah, the rollback is definitely a big issue that I hope to see fixed sooner rather than later. That's the number one thing that we wanted to talk about here, I think, in our discussion.
Yeah. And by the way, worth noting, if you're on the YouTube version, you're probably seeing footage right now of us playing, or if you were seeing it earlier, I don't know timing. I'm not editing the video right now, but I don't know how much footage was recorded. But I'm gonna try to put some footage varying on what we're talking about to the best of my ability. So we recorded, I think, some of our second session, right? Is what we got.
Yep, we recorded some of the second session.
So you can get a good idea of what like a typical match is, I guess, if you're in the US, sort of, because even that's kind inconsistent. It's like you could sort of get somewhat of an idea. But yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of all I have to say about netcode. It's a problem. I hope it gets fixed soon. I'm glad they addressed it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way here. I hope they address it sooner rather than later, because the sooner they can get that fixed, the more people will actually give this game like a chance out the gate, right? And timing is everything with the fighting game. You don't want to try and it's so hard to bounce back even just a few months out from its launch, right? Launch is like the number one time for most people to get into a fighting game, because everyone is figuring shit out from the beginning, right? Nobody wants to get into a fighting game, or it's harder rather to get into a fighting game when a lot of people have been playing it already and they kind of know what they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
So
go ahead. Oh, did you have something?
No. Okay. I was done.
So yeah, other than netcode and online stuff, that's pretty much all there is to talk about. There's ranked private lobbies, standard fare. It works how you would think it does.
Yeah.
So single player stuff. I think we'll end by talking about the characters. I think that sounds fine.
Sure.
We'll go ahead and talk about the game modes first here.
That works for me.
So there's story mode, which is it's fine, I guess.
Oh, wait. Before we get into the single player modes, there was one other thing we didn't hit on for online play that I feel like is really lack of crossplay.
I did mention that briefly, but there's crossplay.
There is no crossplay with a Nen Impact, and that's also a gigantic red flag as well. Kaige had to double dip just so that he could play with me, because me playing on PC is the most easiest thing for me to do for Nen Impact for this in particular, especially to record footage and potentially stream on the YouTube channel for the podcast, right? And just overall, just easiest for me to do. But so Kaige had to double dip in order to play with me, because he can't play on his PS5 version of the game that he ordered the collector's edition for. So little things like that.
There is no collector's edition for the PC version, so I was and I wanted the collector's edition, so I guess I have to double dip. That should never have to happen.
No, and luckily, we were in a position where we could do that, right? Obviously, Kaige was comfortable with making that decision to do that. But not everybody's going to be comfortable potentially double dipping on versions, and let alone just that barrier in general for a fighting game is also a no-go in 2025, right? I don't understand how you could launch a fighting game without crossplay at this point.
No, me either. It's kind of insane. I think Mortal Kombat didn't have it either, right?
Not at launch.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Not at launch.
I don't even know if it does now. That wasn't good for that game, and that's a much bigger game. So you can imagine how a smaller game will be hit by not having crossplay.
Oh yeah.
It's a problem. It's a big problem.
They need to add crossplay to this game eventually as well too, and I recognize that would be definitely a longer term project to do, rather than fixing some rollback issues that may or may not be patchable, right? But it's just a shame. It's just a shame that it doesn't have crossplay. But I wanted to cover that while we were still close to the online section.
Yeah, fair enough. But anyway, story mode. It's your standard fare. Well, not really, actually. It's kind of below standard. It's just... it's a visual novel with some fights. Yeah. And it attempts to cover the story, like every arc in the 2011 anime. But it skips around so much that, if you actually tried to follow this story... God forbid, I hope there's not a single person out there that tried to experience the story for the first time this way. Please tell me nobody has done that.
There's going to be at least one person who goes through the entire story mode not knowing anything about it. Unfortunately, and it's gonna be weird. I can only imagine that being weird. Like
Yeah,
even
because it's all. Oh, go ahead.
even thinking through the Hunter exam, the very first arc, it is so funny that we gloss over the entirety of Gon's introduction. We kind of basically start in phase 1 of the exam, right? Like, okay, little weird, but whatever, sure, I guess. But the most palpable thing I remember from Hunter exam, playing through that part in the story mode, is that we see like through the like Hisoka like taking out all the chumps in phase 1, right? You know, fighting Kurapika and Leorio. And then like Gon showing up at the end of that, right? And then the very next section of that arc that they're covering, they just skip straight to Zebel Island with Hisoka and Gon. Just like none.
And then it's over.
At all. And then it's over. Yeah, it ends there. We go right to Heaven's Arena. We don't even see the conclusion of the Hunter exam.
No, because Hanzo's not a playable character, so what are you going to do?
Nope.
And that's just like, that's a common theme. Like, this game doesn't have a large roster, which I think is fine. I see a lot of people complaining about that, but like, I don't know. It's fine.
It's a problem for a lot of fighting games, not just Nen Impact.
Yeah. Yeah, like Street Fighter, guys, that had a small launch roster too. Don't forget that.
2XKO is only going to have like 10 characters at once.
Yeah, come on. Anyways, but yeah, it definitely suffers. Like, it just makes me wonder, like, why they even put a story mode in the game, because they clearly do not have the characters to tell the story. Like, we're jumping ahead a lot, but Chimera Ant has 2 fights, and they're both Netero versus Meruem. Like, come on, that's insane.
It's so funny.
But then you get Greed Island, and just by happenstance, they happen to have like every character you could possibly need to tell like the whole story. So Greed Island, you get like the whole damn thing. And it's so disproportionate and strange. Mm-hmm. I don't even, what were the Yorknu fights? Was it just Uvo and Kurapika?
I think so. I actually haven't finished the Yorknu one yet.
Oh, okay.
But, like, it starts with Uvo Kurapika, and there's at least 2 fights for Uvo Kurapika.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I just don't understand. Yeah, and like they add some like random nonsense, like
Heaven's Arena.
Hisoka
they have
versus
Machi,
Menchi
Hisoka.
or Machi.
Yeah. I thought that was so funny though. Also, it was just like Hisoka's imagination basically was the fight.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of clever at least, but like I don't know.
Yeah, it's something. Also mixed in are tutorial fights, like that just teach you mechanics of the game. Those are good. They're, they help.
They do help,
but
it's only really there, I feel like, to justify the existence of the story mode.
Yeah.
They have these little objectives that you can hit too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Like, it's kind of funny that like most of them can just be hit by like spamming the rush combo on the CPU that doesn't really do anything. And
yeah, they are incredibly easy challenges. Like I didn't struggle with a single one.
The amount of times I've perfected a character just like spamming the moves I needed to hit the objectives. Like, it's insane.
Yep. So it's 19. It's not fights. It's just, I guess, sections, because some of them are just they're just pictures.
Yeah, visual
text.
Novels with like grunts and like
cartoony
sound effects. No voice acting.
Yeah. They're not visually engaging. It's just 2011 anime screenshots, and there's nothing. It's just, it happens. I was like, some sick and twisted part of my brain was like, oh, maybe they'll just throw in like Hisoka versus Crollo at the end or something. You beat all the challenges.
You are delusional if you ever thought that was gonna happen.
It did not happen.
Well, I mean, I guess they like teased it in like the opening intro of the game, so
yeah, there's that. And I will say, there's a little thing in Heaven's Arena, which I'll talk about later.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
It's a little something. But yeah, that story mode, I don't know. It's there. You can play it. I will say, by the end of it, I did feel like I learned something. Like, I definitely felt like I was better at the game because I played it. So there's that. I mean, it gets you used to the game. It's like a, dip your toes in kind of thing.
The explanations they give for like teaching you specific mechanics are, because I remember like I haven't gotten to one of these yet in this part of story mode, but like there was present in the demo of the game I think it was when it was talking about like assists or like specifically overgear maybe. And I thought it was really helpful, like the explanations and just like how it works and whatnot. So it's nice to have that resource, right? I wouldn't really say it's like new player friendly still at the end of the day though, because for other reasons and other modes we'll get into later. But it's nice to have that at the very least.
Yeah. So, okay, I don't know. You want to take on the next game mode? What do you want to talk about? Just choose one.
Let's get combo trials out of the way.
All
shall
right.
we?
All right.
They're not good at all. Actually, I think it's probably one of the worst implementations of combo trials I've ever seen in a fighting game. If I'm going to be frank.
Yeah.
So, if you are not aware of how combo trials work in a fighting game, it is essentially a mode that a lot of people really like to have in a fighting game, myself included, where they're supposed to basically teach you specific combos per character. And they're kind of like little challenges, right? It challenges you to hit the combo correctly with the, correct inputs, and it's kind of overall designed to guide you into how to play a certain character, right? What moves you should be hitting, what combos you should be landing, or like an overall feel of that at the very least for you to explore on your own afterwards, right? Teaches you it. Hunter Nen Impact kind of fails and falls on its face in this regard for achieving that mission with combo trials, because the way they've structured it is for every single character, basically every single combo trial is something along the lines of deal X amount of damage using Y move, right? And there's different variations of this, but generally all of the combo trials are laid out in this format. And when you get into it, doesn't sound that bad on paper. Like, okay, maybe it's just like the naming convention of the trials, right? But when you go into the combo trials, you would expect there to be, in a normal combo trial mode, like a list of inputs in sequential order for you to hit, right? And the game will kind of help guide you along trying to hit all of those moves in the correct order. Nen Impact doesn't do this. They don't give you the inputs at all to hit. What they instead do is tell you, okay, deal this amount of damage. You make sure you start with this move, or make sure you use this move in the combo, and that's it. Figure out the rest for yourself. And you're just left to your own devices of trying to figure that out. And it's ass. It doesn't tell you anything else. There is no conceivable way in which a person who is not already really into fighting games and kind of knows what to do and what to look for as a result of prior experience, there's no way in which a new player is going to be able to intuit how to do any of this on their own. They don't give you enough information to do that. They give you a little sample combo video that you can watch, but they don't even give you the input history of the combo. So you're just this, and they, even from the very beginning, the very first basic combo they're trying to get you to complete. When you watch a sample video for most characters, it is the most nonsense shit in the world if you don't know what moves are what. There's so much happening, and they don't give you any input history. They don't tell you anything about what you're watching. And so, understandably, most people are just going to not do these combo trials as a result. Because what's the point? What's the point in trying to figure it out for yourself and bash your head against the brick wall when you can just look up a tutorial online from somebody who's figured out combos for themselves, like actual combos too, that'll be relevant in matches, and they'll show the inputs there. It makes this mode completely pointless, and it's a damn shame, because I think combo trials, when done right, are some of the most fun you can have as a single player content mode in a fighting game.
Absolutely. It's a very different approach. In some ways, it lends itself to the fact that this game is very customizable and easy to just, create combos on the fly. But it also teaches you nothing, and that's what the problem is. I will say, even, I don't even think the developers really put much thought into it, because if you look at the trophy list and the achievement list, there's only 2 trophies or achievements for that mode. It's just complete 1 and complete 5. That's all they want you to do. So
Not even a trophy for getting to like the final one in a character's combo trials, which is basically just doing a touch of death, right? Which, again, leads credence to what you were saying. Like, this game is all about like freedom of choice, basically, right? Even in the gameplay. So maybe that was part of the design, is like they just kind of want you to figure stuff out for yourself and kind of see for yourself how free flow the game is. But I don't think doing that within a combo trials was the right move, because first and foremost, I feel like that is a mode for teaching players, right? Old and new. But it doesn't do that. It goes for a completely different direction that I think makes it the mode completely pointless as a result.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nothing mode. It just is there, and it's just there to fill space, I think.
Yeah, man. I mean, benefit of the doubt, maybe they'll edit the mode at some point, like a patch. They'll add new features or something. I think that could be, even adding input history, I think, to like these like sample videos they show you, for each trial, I think would go a long way, right?
Yeah.
But so that I think that's extremely doable to patch in. Whether or not they will do that, though, is an entirely different question. So I don't know, but as of right now, this mode sucks, I think.
Yeah. I will say, if, just on your own, if you ever get to the point where you're like, oh man, I've mastered this character, it could be fun then, because it gives you something to try out. Like, use all the skills you've learned and try to apply it to this mode and see if you can finish it. There's that, but as a game mode to like teach you something, it is worthless. You get nothing.
Which means it'll be worthless to 90% of the players playing this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there's that.
All right, let's talk about Heaven's Arena.
Sure, yeah.
So Dylan just tried it today. I tried it yesterday. It's pretty fun. You pick a team of 3, and your goal is to do like 30 some odd fights. You're doing your 10 levels up the tower each time, obviously up to 200, and then you do your 10 placement matches, and you get into the floor master match. So 31.
I think it's 31. Fights? I remember the number being 31 when the game was explaining. The mode was explaining itself to me entering it.
Yeah. So 31 fights, back to back to back, over and over, and you don't heal in between matches unless you choose to spend the money you earn to heal.
Which the money you earn is based off of, I believe, like the combo like damage that you do each match, something like that. And
you also just get like a base level for beating the fight, but then you can add money to it by performing well and doing combos and stuff. And that money is only used to heal, but the more money you have by the end of the run, the higher score you get, and the more like icons and titles and whatnot you get.
Yeah.
So there's that. But to even get those rewards, you have to beat it. You have to you have to beat the floor master fight. If you lose any fight, even the floor master fight, which I'll talk about in a second, you lose everything, and you got to start from scratch. And that's cool. I got to admit, that's a cool mode. It's tough. It's challenging. Like, you get frustrated. I'll just talk about my experience with it right now. Yeah. I played it, and I got the whole way to floor master and lost. I was so pissed off. But now in hindsight, now that I'm not in the moment, I don't know. I kind of feel like I can do better now. Like I've learned something. I have a goal to achieve. I tasted victory, and I want to get back there again. I don't feel demotivated. I did in the moment. I definitely did in the moment. But now looking back, I think I'm ready to try it again.
And that's very symbolic of like the fighting game experience going to like a tournament.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah. It actually is. And I was actually just about to get into that. It kind of prepares you for like a tournament mindset. And that's exactly what Heaven's Arena is in the series too. So I guess that's kind of the point. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about it. It's really well thought out, I think. It's very simple, as is most of the game modes in this. But for me, this is my favorite single player mode, because I just think it's unique. Like, you don't see this in other fighting games. It's usually the same like cookie cutter arcade mode, whatever, which we'll talk about arcade mode too, I guess. But you just get the same kind of shit every time, and this is something unique and different, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, despite it just kind of being back-to-back matches, still almost similar to arcade mode. I feel like the whole currency gimmick kind of adds a lot going from match to match, because like also something we didn't really touch on is that I think it's every 10 fights you get a discount on being able to spend money to heal. So instead of like 500,000 or whatever it is to heal up everything, it's only like 500 if you can last all the way to like every 10 fights. So there's a bit of strategy there of like, okay, like I'm a little low health on this character. Like, do I push it for the next couple of fights and, try and get through it? And then I get a big discount, be able to heal everybody up and save all of my money to get even bigger rewards if I get through it all. Like that, those little decisions in between the fights, I think is really cool to me, despite it being really simple. And it definitely adds stakes throughout the entire mode. So that's really cool to me, I think.
Yeah. And the rewards, they're nothing crazy. They're all cosmetic, but I feel like if you're not a Hunter x Hunter fan, you will not give a single shit. But being a Hunter x Hunter fan, it's actually kind of fun to earn these rewards because you can look through all these icons and you can see they have like every Glup Shido you can possibly imagine from Hunter x Hunter as an icon. Trying to get Owl, guys. I'm trying my best.
Hey, he's halfway there to having the full thing. He has a Shadow Beast title already.
I do. I'm almost there. I just need Owl. I got the Porcupine, but not Owl. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's fun to like you do a bunch of like even me and Dylan, we just did our session and you get titles and stuff from just playing the game too. So after we do a session, we just go ahead and look at all our stuff and laugh and talk about whatever character or title we got. It's fun. It's cool as a fan of the source material.
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, if you don't like Hunter x Hunter or don't know about Hunter x Hunter, none of this will make any sense to you, and you won't care about like the titles or the icons or the Greed Island cards, right? But like, as a fan of the IP, I think it's a really fun thing to just kind of like, continuously look through as you earn rewards, right? And being able to deck out your profile in general, like for online plays, is just like a nice little feature. So I like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll say, because I did make it to Floor Master, the fight is Hisoka and Crollo on a team, just the two of them. So,
oh man,
a little something they threw us a bone. That is acknowledging that they are Floor Masters, which to anime onlys is not a known thing. So they gave us one thing, so I'll take it.
The smallest bone you could possibly ask for that.
But worth noting is after you beat that fight, which is the final fight that I lost to because it was ridiculous. Crollo being one of the last fights with like the hardest AI is the worst shit you can possibly dream of because indoor fish. Oh my god, that fight will drive a man mad.
I was about to say, like, did they use it as much as I used it against you?
Oh my god, every frame they used it.
Yes.
It was nightmare. But worth noting, after you beat that fight, you unlock an entire new game mode, which is Battle Olympia, which is obviously the highest floor of Heaven's Arena. It's a separate mode after you beat Heaven's Arena once. No idea what it is. I have no clue.
I'll try and see what I can find online. I meant to actually look this up before we started recording, but
I'm curious.
Hold on.
But we did not get there, obviously.
Yeah, it might take a minute for me to look at this. Hold on.
Okay, well, I mean, we can go ahead and we can swing back around to it if you want.
Yeah, we can swing back around to it. It's fine.
Okay, so I guess next we'll talk about arcade mode for a brief second. There's actually nothing to say about it, really. It's arcade mode. I played it once. You fight through 8 matches, typical, and then you finish off with like a super boss of Meruem. With like a big health bar and better AI. That's it. I don't know, it's fine.
Wow.
There's no like endings or anything. It's just, you do it, you get a grade, and then you move on with your life. I played on hard. I didn't even break a sweat. It was whatever. I don't know.
So, most bare bones arcade mode you could possibly ask for.
Yep, it is there just to meet the quota.
What else do you expect? I guess I don't know. Like most arcade modes, even like little like endings, I think would have been fun, but it also probably would have made no sense within the Hunter x Hunter. if they did that. So
Yeah. And it's a
I don't know.
3v3 game, so I don't even know how you do endings for that.
Oh, true. Yeah. So,
I guess just whoever you beat the character with. I don't know.
So
Did you find anything out?
the most I can see is from this the gamer article that mentions that the final modes, and then Heaven's Arena and sister mode Battle Olympia, which is unlocked after beating Heaven's Arena. Both modes are fairly similar, with Heaven's Arena tasking with defeating 31 battles and increasing difficulty, and Battle Olympia being even harder. So it's even harder Heaven's Arena, assumingly.
Oh.
Maybe even better rewards? Question mark? I'm not sure. There's not a lot of info I can find right now on that.
Interesting. I'm intrigued. I can do it. I'll be able to beat Heaven's Arena. I just gotta keep smashing my head against a brick wall.
We'll bring it up on a future episode or something.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah. So pending on Battle Olympia, but we'll get there. One of us will get there.
Well, one of us, surely, right? Between the two of us.
I'm sure, yeah. So yeah, that's arcade mode and those modes. The only thing left is Time Attack, which I just tried this morning. Have you tried it yet?
Not yet. No, I haven't had a chance to.
It's simple. It's more hard than I thought it would be. It's 3 courses of 5 battles each. You don't do all 3 of them back to back. They're separate courses. And you do 5 battles back to back, and you see how fast you can do it. The battles are pretty tough. They're actually, like, even from fight 1, it's I mean, that's the easiest one. Like, I did it without much of a problem, but it's fighting back more than like an arcade mode or even like an early Heaven's Arena floor would. And then by the end, we're talking like that's a late game Heaven's Arena fight that you're doing. And yeah, it's pretty breakneck. I did the first course. I completed it, and I tried course B, and I lost on the 4th fight.
Okay.
Pretty handily too. They kind of kicked my ass. So it's something. And also worth noting, even that first course, the course A I did, I only got a B rank on it. So there's definitely something to work towards there. There's more to uncover, but it's very simple at its core. It's just do fights quickly.
I'd imagine that's a mode where it becomes increasingly more rewarding the more practice you are with like touch of death combo specifically, right?
Yeah,
so
actually.
That's kind of cool. I kind of like the idea of that mode. Although it sounds like maybe like once you do it a few times, there's probably not going to be much of a reason to keep playing it if it's kind of just the same shtick. Is kind of what I'm thinking, but. I think it's a neat idea still, just kind of like get through matches as fast as possible.
Yeah, I think it's pretty neat. Nothing too crazy to say about it. It's a little thing, it's a mode they added.
It is another option for single player mode. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, there's training mode, but I mean, what?
We could talk about it a little bit, I guess. I think it's a decent training mode, all things considered. Yeah. It has just about everything you would need for like a functional training mode in a fighting game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will say some of the UI is a little weird to get around. Like there's more menus within menus than there probably should be. But options are still there. You might have a little hard of a time finding what you
gotta search for them.
Yeah, you definitely gotta search for some of these. And there's some weird stuff that's just like not enabled by default, like opponents' HP automatically regenning. That's turned off by default for some godforsaken reason. I don't know why you would ever want that to be there in training mode. I don't know. Either way, functional training mode, not a whole lot to say about it. Just UI could maybe use some cleanup.
Yeah. It's got everything you need pretty much. It's got like reset positions there. Like I don't know, you can record movements and stuff.
Yes, that's really handy too. So
that's
good to see that there.
Yeah, so it's serviceable and fine. Just
a
little cleanup. And that's pretty much it for single player content, right? Am I forgetting anything?
I think that we could talk a little bit Well, no, we already talked about the collection stuff, right? The Greed Island cards,
Yeah.
icons, titles, all of that's collectible. I will mention with the Greed Island cards, there's a fun little thing online where like you could like wager your Greed Island cards if you really want to, if you care about completing your entire collection, I guess, from online battles. I feel like that's gonna be more of like nobody is gonna use that feature ever type of thing, because people just want to play matches and that's it online. But I don't know. If you have a lot of friends playing the game for whatever reason, then I guess that's something you could do together, right?
Yeah, it's nice that it's there. I don't foresee many people utilizing it, but it is a thing they put in the game. So
No, yeah.
kudos, I guess.
Otherwise, you just collect Greed Island cards randomly as you get rewards, and you can see all the Greed Island cards in game and what they do, and that's pretty cool.
Yep. Same with the icons and titles. Just they're all references. Well, I mean, the icons are just the characters, but then the titles are just like little references to whatever random, whatever, like factions and quotes and stuff. So cool stuff.
Yeah, pretty cool. But that's pretty much it for single player content, though. I think we kind of discussed everything there.
Yeah, so real quick before we talk about characters, I want to talk about the stages real quick. There's not much to say about them, but I just want to acknowledge that there's not a lot of stages. I was kind of hoping there would be more that they didn't show off in like the pre-release footage, but no, we saw them all. There's not a lot. There's Nove's room, there's just some generic forests and mountains, 2 Greed Island stages, the tomb that Meruem and Netero fight in, Heaven's Arena, and is that it?
Razor's Hideout, did you mention that?
Yeah, that's one of the 2 Greed Island stages.
Oh, right. Duh. I think that's pretty much it then.
Yeah, so that's fine. Do we want to talk about the leaks? Or should we just not talk about that?
Let's bring it up now before we get into characters, I think. Because like, I think there's at least one write-in that we have that mentions it anyways, so let's talk about it now. Okay. If you care about spoilers at all for potential DLC characters, probably skip ahead now to like maybe just the next section even where we go over comments. You can skip ahead a few minutes too. We'll be talking about all the base roster characters too. But just your warning now that we'll be discussing leaks. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
I will say the first one we already know, it has already been announced, right? Is P2 is going to be the first DLC character, which is pretty cool. I think we're all really excited for Royal Guard to be in the roster, and P2 will almost assuredly have a cool, crazy moveset as well, right? That being said, game has been data mined, obviously, since it's released now, and there are lines in the code referencing the next 3 DLC characters after P2. I guess we can go over them now.
Yes.
So aside from P2, we are apparently also getting Finks, Shizuku, and Xeno. So, whoa. Not necessarily picks I would have expected out the gate, but pretty cool.
Yeah, this game loves the Phantom Troop, and I do too. But they really love them. They have an unexpected amount of base roster slots and an even more unexpected amount of DLC slots. We have half of there's only 4 characters, but 2 of them are Phantom Troop members, and it's Finks and Shizuku, which Shizuku was a given. I gotta admit, as much as I don't understand how she can have a moveset in a fighting game, there's just no way they weren't gonna add her and charge money for her. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
That's the waifu tax, like, I mean, people love Shizuku for obvious reasons.
And she will have a shirtless skin, I guarantee it.
You think so? You think they're gonna?
Oh, 100%, 100%. If not, like right when she comes out, they'll add it.
Okay. I mean, I don't doubt that for sure, but curious.
Finks, cool, probably like a rushdown character. He has a neat Nen ability that I think will be fun to utilize in a fighting game.
If there were actual like committed like fighting game inputs in this game, he would definitely be a charge character. But curious to see how they'll implement him with that aside.
Yeah. He could even, I mean, honestly, he could introduce some sort of charge-like mechanic to the
Maybe
game.
just like holding the button down or something, right?
Yeah.
Like winding up his punch. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there could be something. We'll see. But yeah, there's potential. And Zeno is the most exciting one for me. I think that's going to be sick. He has such cool moves. I expect to see like Dragon Dive in there, which might be busted.
Might be a super even, but
Could be, yeah. But yeah, that's a great pick. That's somebody I really wanted, but I wasn't sure if they would go for it. I could see I could see a super being like a tag team with Silva. I could just bring him in and do like a combo move like the one they did on Crollo.
Yeah, no, definitely I could see that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like Zeno's definitely the most interesting pick out of those three for me. I'm really curious to see what he'll look like. But we'll see. Only time will tell. We know the release schedule of the characters. I think it's so we're getting P2 this fall, I think. Second character Winter. Actually I'll look it up right now. Nen Impact Season Pass.
While you're doing that, there was also 2 stages in the data mine. We don't know what the stages are, just that we are getting 2 more stages. I can't really wager a guess on either of them, but that we will get 2 more stages, which is nice that we're getting, post-launch stage support too. That's kind of rare.
I wonder if they'll be related to the characters as well, or like to any of the characters.
Could be. You know what? Since we're getting 2 Phantom Troop members, I could see the either the hideout or the place, I don't know what you call it, but the place in Meteor City they go to fight the ants.
Yeah, one of those 2 surely has to be stages, right? And then what about the other one though? Maybe,
how about the palace?
That's
we
what
don't
I
have
was
the
thinking.
Palace.
Yeah, maybe like rooftop at the palace where like Zeno and Neto fucking came in, right?
I just realized we kind of have pairs here, like Zeno and Pito, and then 2 Phantom Troop members. That could actually work because those two they meet on the palace, and then obviously Phantom Troop. That you don't need to even mention that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I could see that could work out. It is crazy that we don't have the palace right now as a stage, so I think that's pretty necessary.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. And we do have the Season Pass 1. Again, to note, this is Season Pass 1, they title it, so there might be plans for future Season Passes still. Maybe, depending on the game's performance.
Yeah, we'll see how the game... but, getting one.
But P2's going to come out this fall. Second character is winter of this year. Third one is spring 2026, and then the fourth one is summer 2026.
Yeah, so about a year of support.
Yep.
We'll have Pito pretty soon, all things considered, which is nice.
I'm going to assume we get a gameplay trailer reveal at EVO this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Guaranteed.
Yeah. So
that'll be cool.
Shouldn't be long before we see some of P2.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like Pito is a great first pick because that will actually bring in people to play the game. That is like the most requested character, and having them first is pretty smart.
I've seen multiple posts online about how people aren't going to be playing Nen Impact now, but when it goes on sale for like $40 and Pito's in the game, they'll give it a try.
Yep.
Like
exactly.
So yeah. They can line that up properly. They have a chance for bouncing back a bit of engagement with the game.
Yeah. And also, if they patch netcode quickly, there's a chance to just don't write this game out yet. I know we were kind of negative about it at the beginning, but it has a chance. It's not dead now. It is fine at this moment, but it can tank very fast if they don't do this right.
Yeah, and that's just the nature of fighting games in general. But like we're harping on the game's netcode and all that as much as we are because we want to see this game succeed, right?
Yeah.
And we want to drive home that like these issues are apparent, right? And they shouldn't be ignored. It's a very important part of the game, like all things considered. So, but assuming all that gets fixed to some degree, this game has real potential to drag people back into it. It's just a matter of if they commit to that vision, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all on them. They got a lot of work to do. So, let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about at least briefly every character on the roster. I got the roster pulled up here. Let's
Yep.
just go in order from each row from left to right.
Sure.
So I
Sounds good
guess
to
we're talking about Meruem first,
me.
who neither of us have played a whole lot of. So not a whole lot to say. I tried him at first because he's my favorite character, so obviously I gravitated to him immediately.
Mhm.
But his moveset kind of didn't click with me a whole lot, sadly. But that doesn't mean I'm done with him. I still would like to try him more because what was there is neat. He has a really fun move where he literally, it looks like a netcode glitch. He just like teleports to you immediately. And
That
hits
move
you.
is stupid. That move
Yeah,
is incredibly dumb.
It's
Unreactable.
actually wild. But yeah, not a whole lot to say about him other than that. Do you have anything to say about him?
He he has a really funny thing where one of his supers is like a giant laser beam basically from across the screen, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can do that from across the screen, hit the guy, and then you can do a dash, and he has a move that reaches just far enough to combo off of a full screen laser beam super. So he has some sauce there. His damage is really good too. So I want to
Hell
explore
yeah.
him more as well. There's just even like disregarding ourselves for a second, there's just not a ton of people like exploring him online at the moment. Just really strange. But I think there's something there. He's cool.
Yeah. I don't think people have. He just kind of feels basic, I guess. Like all of his normals are just like it's like a punch kick, like whatever. I don't know. There's not much to. Whenever you first pick him up, I don't think there's really much going on in your mind. Like you're not seeing a vision of like what can be done with this character.
That
But
tracks out with what I'm seeing overall impressions on the character as well. Like he just is a little weird to pick up and play immediately.
yeah. But I think with time there can be some things discovered with him that'll be exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh Unfortunately Netero is next and I haven't even touched him, so do you have
I
anything?
haven't really either. He's kind of in the same boat though. I feel like where he's a little weird to just kind of pick up and play. He has some nuances to him that doesn't immediately click with most people.
Yeah, for sure. He looks great. He has one of the best supers in the game. It's zero hand. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's
Uh,
one of the. It's probably
it's
the
like
coolest looking super in the game. I think on like an animation perspective.
yeah. Then there's Hisoka, who I've played a little bit of. I quite like him actually. I want to play him more. Soon, like today, I might actually play him more because he was really fun. I don't know. I kind of for some reason just kind of stopped playing him for a bit, but he's got some really fun stuff. Like bungee gum in a fighting game is perfect. That's such a cool fighting game
It is
concept.
one of the coolest mechanics in this entire game. Bungee jump
Yes.
is- yeah.
It's so fun. There's nothing more fun than just like sending a dude flying and then bringing him right back and keeping a combo going.
Yeah,
It's
or even
amazing.
just like using the part of bungee gun to like fly you across the screen even too. Like there's very technical character, but also very like intuitive to play right out the gate, I think too. He has pretty much everything you need in a fighting game character. Very fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah, he's great. Definitely a lot of work went into him. There's some clear favoritism. He also has the most amount of alt costumes in the game. He has 3. Most people don't even have one more, but he has 3. So yeah, he's cool. We love Hisoka.
Yeah.
Then we got the bomber getting through. Let's
Kill
go.
the bomber.
The bomber, baby's here.
Um,
Dylan, you can talk about him more. I thought he was garbage, but go ahead. What do you got?
unfortunately, he's looking to be one of, if not the worst character in the game. Yeah. His damage just doesn't compare to like any of the other characters. He has a hard time just like getting in general. His specials are really weird to use. He sends out Bara and Sub as like one of his specials, but like if you hit them or if you hit Genthru even before they do their attacks, they just run away and don't do anything. And then he has one thing that's kind of cool conceptually where his main super, his main level 3, he plants a bomb on a character and the bomb will stay on that character even when they switch out, right? And if you land another level 3 super on a character with a bomb attached to them, it's an insta-kill. Really cool concept. Unfortunately, that requires 6 bars of super to pull off, and Genthru is probably going to die before he ever gets to that amount of resources. So...
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a worthless ass super.
Yeah. He has some cool stuff. I've seen some, like, cool-looking combos with him, but, like, overall, just like why use Gen through when like every other character can do like similar stuff for way easier.
It's one of life's greatest mysteries.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the
I will say
polycule is in.
the polycule is in, and you know what? It's kind of fitting if like Gen through is this low on the tier list too, compared to all these other characters. I must say, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, he's there. I guess if you're a bomber enjoyer, you'll probably have some fun with him.
Yeah. All right, next is Big Man Moral. He's been my guy. I clicked with him immediately, as did many others.
This stupid character, dude. Oh my god.
He's awesome. So this guy, so we didn't talk about rush combos, but there are rush combos in this game. You just hold a button and then mash and you do a little combo. Moral he is a rush combo. his whole kit is just a rush combo. Everything you can have a monkey step in and grab the controller and he'll probably do like a 25 hit combo.
Yep.
He is insane. Everything links together and it does a lot of damage too. Like you can just do the same move. So he has the overhead, the classic. Dylan knows this move very well, intimately.
Yep. Very intimately, actually. Yeah.
So you jump and it's an overhead. It's a 3-hit combo just by pressing one button and jumping. You can do that 5 times in a row before it drops.
And 5 times in a row, and then you link it into the Cyclone Super.
That's right. You can keep it going even after that. And you can do like this wall bounce move twice back to back. Then you can do the Cyclone. Then you can do a super. Everything links together so easily. And it's all from this one button, by the way. You barely even need to press his other buttons.
No, you press the button that covers pretty much the entire screen. Upwards is safe, even if blocked. And yeah, you just combo off of that somehow because he has a dash move that combos after it immediately. This character is so stupid, guys. I cannot understate or overstate enough how much this character is like rage-inducing to get hit by. That being said, he does have some weaknesses. I figured that out easily with Leorio specifically, but
he does. Yeah, you can zone him out because he's very slow. He's heavy, so you can't air dash. But if you get somebody who can outmaneuver him, you can get pretty comfortably safe. But if Moral gets in, it's over.
Or if you tag into Moral even from like another character's combo.
Yeah.
You can do some work with him for sure. And that his neutral's not even that bad, I think. He has a special move that like lets a little like smoke like bunny rabbit like kind of like go forward, so you can kind of hide behind that and approach with that. Deep purple like ninja as well, kind of as a neutral tool, bodyguard type thing. He has some stuff. This character's really good, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to play him more. He seems like a lot of fun to actually use, but to play against, oh my god, that's an experience.
Yeah. Similarly, we have Leorio, who is zoning god.
They did not change this character at all from the demos. This character is insane.
It's the vision. They wanted Leorio to be top tier, and they got it to happen.
Leorio might be one of the best anchors in this entire game. And by anchor, I mean like basically character you fall back on the last second that holds the team together.
He's saved my life many times. He is so good. I had an online match where I was getting my ass completely handed to me. They took down Moral. They took down Gon. That's my team right now. And honestly, I barely even got a hit off. Then Leorio comes in, zone him out the hell. I won the match. They got so mad. They did not rematch me. But I won. I won.
Wouldn't either if Leorio sold my entire team.
He's just that guy. He's going to be on everybody's team. Like, seriously, I don't foresee anybody just not using him. He's going to be all over online. And he has been already.
He is all reliable, the character. Truly.
Yeah.
That just jump special, and you do that like 5 times in a row, and then you do like 3 level 1 supers all back to back to back.
Yeah.
You're golden.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love him dearly.
Yeah. He's a lot of fun to use, and I will say he's also really satisfying to outplay. So there's that too. I don't feel like he does get rage inducing sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but Whenever you do like outmaneuver like the projectiles and you are able to get in on him and you like delete half his health, it's like one of the best feelings in the world to outplay that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. All right, Kurapika. Unfortunately, not very good.
No, and I think me and you could both kind of feel that even with using him, like compared to the other
Yeah.
characters. Not to say he doesn't have sauce. I think he definitely does. His healing is like ridiculous, especially too if you're able to have time to pull it off. He heals ridiculously quickly. Like his move, he has a special that lets him heal his temporary health, I believe is what it is.
Yeah.
But really, he's an interesting character. He also has a mechanic really unique to him, where if you're fighting against a Phantom Troop member, he has Emperor Time active the entire time instead of having to level 2 super for it, which it'll continuously drain his health, but it increases like all of his stats basically, right? So that's really interesting, I think, and he does have some cool stuff. He's very like air oriented, I've noticed too, with a lot of his combos. Like he's just kind of in the air for forever comboing you. But I think his neutral and his damage output is a little to be desired compared to the other characters, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's a shame. Me and Dylan both kind of gravitated towards him immediately because we just love him so much and we tried, but yeah, it's he's not for us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like I could see myself maybe just trying him every once in a while to see if I can get something going, but it's not really worth investing time into him in the state he is now. He could get buffed in the future and maybe be worth it, but as of now, I don't see the vision.
He's probably just like a few damage buffs away from being like really good, all things considered. Because like some of his moves are ridiculous. Like that one chain move in the air, I think it's just jump heavy.
Oh, that one's crazy.
That move is absurd. Like that is one of the best pokes in the entire game.
But it doesn't get you much if you hit it.
No, it doesn't really. Most other characters' jumping moves can start like an insane combo off of it. Kurapika's really don't, because you have that chain move, which if you're hitting that at max range for maximum safety, you're not getting much out of it because a lot of his other moves are not that far reaching. And his other move is like the foot stomp, but like realistically, you're not really landing that unless it's in a combo already.
Yeah. Next up is Razor, who is
this character is ridiculous.
He's pretty wild. I was really feeling him day one, but once Dylan figured out how to fight him like a caveman version of Razor gameplay, I kind of fell off because you just throw his dudes out and pray for the best. And day one that sure worked, but once you learn what they all do, it's kind of not hard to get around them. But there's a lot of crazy stuff that I've seen with this character that I haven't learned.
This character is for the big brain players out there, I think, for sure. At least like him and Mashi, I think, which we'll get to later. Are kind of like, if you have a brain for like set play specifically and like basically playing fighting games as if it's like a puzzle, right? Putting the right pieces in place for the right setups. Razor's definitely your guy for that. Because like all of his like specials are about like summoning the little like devils, I think is what they're called, right? For various effects and various like, you know, the volleyball receiving. He has the one like little dude that he throws out.
Oh, yeah.
Where if you played Guilty Gear Strive, it's kind of like mini Faust. If you fought against Faust before, where it's just a small little dude running at you slowly, but the moment he touches you, he grabs you in place, and like you're basically just eating a combo for free. You can't do anything. I've seen some nasty unblockable setups using that, where like they'll throw in an assist for an overhead attack. They'll do a low attack with Razor, and they have the little dude approaching the opponent the entire time. So no matter how they block, like they're gonna get hit, basically.
Yeah. Really
cool stuff. If you can manage to have the brain power to figure that out, and can be really absurd as a result. But yeah. At least on a base level, though, it's going to take you a bit to get there, and then some caveman strategies like Leorio can just kind of kill him for that.
Yeah. He seems very cool, though, and I would like to actually invest more time into him, because I like what's there.
Yeah, he has a lot of damage, too, so definitely worth it.
So next is Kite, and I'm just going to let you take the floor, because I barely touched him.
Kite is really cool. not a lot of people were hot on him day one, but I think as the days are going on, more and more people are seeing that Kaige is really, really strong. Unfortunately, not my favorite like gameplay design from like move perspective, because like basically 80% of the character is the gun, right? Maybe not the most exciting thing in the world for most people who like Kite, but he has some really cool looking combos. I think still, he is like the zoner of the game though, like for sure. Half his moveset is the gun, and half the time you're gonna be keeping people out with the gun. But if you get in, and you get in with like the jump gun, especially his jump heavy, he can do a lot of damage really quick.
Yeah.
He has probably the funniest loop combo in the game, where he just rolls and kicks you repeatedly into the wall until you die. It's really funny looking, and it's one of my favorite combos I've learned in a fighting game. He's a lot of fun, at least for me. You know, I don't know. There's just something about just like jumping in the air repeatedly and just like throwing out all these gunshots and making it a maze for your opponent to walk through. Like, there's something really fun about that for me to pilot. That being said, I don't think Kaige has the most fun in the world when fighting against that.
Yeah, it's not totally unmanageable though, like some other things, but yeah, it is definitely frustrating to get in there.
He does have a lot of lag on a lot of his moves whenever he misses his shots, so there are opportunities there. But when he gets a hit in, he can definitely make it count. So, his super level 1 super also reaches like the entire way across the screen, and he can combo off of it. So, gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
Too. I like him a lot though. I'm finding more and more things with him as I play him, and I'm finding more enjoyment as a result. But you know. Maybe some people may not like his gameplay loop though. They might find it a little boring because it's all gun, but he's fun.
Yeah, all gun. The scythe is only in supers.
Yeah.
Or one super. Well, no, both actually.
They're in both. Yeah.
Yeah. No mention of the little magic wand thing, but I mean, what would you do with it? Because we don't even know what it does in canon.
No. Yeah.
Next is Gon, who I quite like. He's kind of my filler character on the team right now. He's not going to be like my mainstay, but I do use him right now. He's fun. I like his fishing rod a lot. It's basically like it's my favorite combo extender in the game because almost anything Gon does, you can extend it with the fishing rod.
Yep.
And I think it's similar to bungee gum, but it's about the same really.
Little more situational, I think.
Yeah.
It's still cool. I've seen some cool combos where like he'll like do a combo into his level 1 super. It'll wall bounce the opponent, obviously, right? Yep. And then you fishing rod, and then you do level 1 super again because it reels it back into you.
Yeah,
like, really cool
it's
stuff.
Really
like
cool.
That, I think.
Yeah, he's very simple to play. He's cool. He has I like the Jaja Ken. It's a neat little move. You can do paper scissors rock, any of them depending on what button you press, and it's a really good mix up tool because you never know what they're going to throw out, and they are pretty different.
Yeah, so, and he's armored during it too, so he can take a hit.
Yes, sir. Very good option. Surprisingly so. You'd look at that move and you'd think, like, how's this going to work in a fighting game? But like that, and it works.
Yeah. Really well-designed character, I think. Pretty fair. Can do some really cool stuff. It can be really good. Is also not, like, really overwhelming, though, at the same time, to fight. So... I don't know, just like a nicely designed character. You could tell Gon was definitely something they put a lot of thought into designing.
For sure. And on a similar note, Killua, also a very well designed character. I quite enjoy him. He's not as cracked out as he seemed in like early release footage when people were like doing unbelievable nonsense with Godspeed. It is still very good, but I don't think it's as good as people were making it out to be before the game came out.
I agree. I think he'll get back to that level though with enough people playing him.
Okay. Yeah. You could be right.
That character is like potential man of the game.
Yeah, you're right.
Godspeed super in general, like when people figure out how to effectively use it, I think not a lot of people are using it because they don't really know what to do with it. It lasts such a short amount of time, right?
Yeah, it's very short.
But once people find an optimal way to use it to maybe extend combos or to like do like some crazy like mixed up shenanigans to kill the opponent, I think Killua will be exceptionally good. But until we reach that point, I think he's a well designed character, really fun to play, fun enough to play against. I guess if you don't know how to deal with the lightning bolt, your life is gonna kind of suck fighting against him. But
Yeah.
he's cool. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. He feels great to play. He's very he's got a lot of sauce, and his buttons just feel good. All right, Bluesky, I haven't played a single match. So, do you have anything?
I played a little bit whenever we played the Frosty Faustings demo, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too.
But from what I've been seeing of top player streamers and opinions even from people who were playing a cracked version of the demo with other people, where Bluesky was available in the game, Bluesky might be the best in the entire game. That character's damage output is absurd. Very safe character. Is extremely fast in her big form, which that's supposed to be her downside, is that she doesn't start off in her big form yet, right? She's like tiny Bluesky, and she doesn't do a ton of damage. But even in tiny Bluesky form, she has some pretty nice combos damage-wise. But the most effective way you use her is that you use an entirely different character, build up your level 2 super, and then you tag into Bluesky, and then you do her level 2 super in the combo to transform her immediately. And then she's that way for the rest of the match.
Yep.
And she is probably the best character in the game in that form. So, everything she does, high damage, very safe, rush you down. She just has everything except a projectile, but you don't need a projectile for an instance like that.
No.
So, she's armored too, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So on some of her moves. So, exceptionally good character. For sure. And very easy, too, when you're in big form, at least.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely a character I want to give a shot more of, because she seems cool. I didn't immediately click with her at all, but now that I kind of understand more of her gimmick, I think I'd probably jive with her a little more.
Yeah, same here. I like the gorilla-type characters.
Yeah. Next is Crollo, who is my worst enemy. I hate this man.
I love Crollo. My shell of my team comp at the moment is a Kite, Crollo, Leorio. Crollo, for better or for worse, has one of the best supers in the game in Indoor Fish, which is all three of his supers, funny enough. But specifically his level 2 version, though, where Indoor Fish comes out and they automatically track and target the opponent and can easily interrupt them mid-action. But with his level 2 super, or level 2 version of that, he can also act while the Indoor Fish is active. And it makes for extremely toxic gameplay for the opponent to fight against. Because you just kind of have to hold that. You can't do anything while he has that super active, really. He will hit you for it.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I can't stand dealing with it. It just ruins everything. Like, if you get in on them, Indoor Fish. they'll stop you dead in your tracks. And it's very frustrating. But I acknowledge that he's cool. I just haven't played him much myself. He's just...
very fun character to play, I think. And granted, I'm abusing Indoor Fish a lot when playing him. So maybe that's why I'm having a lot of fun with him. I do think if people figure out how to play against Indoor Fish a little bit better going forward, he might fall off a little bit. But because I don't know if he has some good stuff outside of that, but I don't think it's anything crazy like some other characters have. Like nothing like game breaking as like normals or specials otherwise, right? Good mix up stuff, I guess, but that's about it. So he doesn't have a projectile either. So he might fall off a little bit, but I still think he's a lot of fun, and obviously it's Crollo. He's just badass. How could I not play him, right?
Yeah, he's awesome. Okay, so next is Uvo, who we both like. We just haven't played a lot of, right?
Yeah. Yep, I like Uvo. I haven't found the need to play him immediately, I guess.
Yeah, he's really cool, though. He's a nightmare in Heaven's Arena, I can tell you that. He's one of the hardest characters to fight against. He just completely rushes you down. He has an install, similar to Bluesky, but this one doesn't, make him a different character. It's still him. He's just hits harder.
Yeah, I'd imagine Heaven's Arena Uvo is like the one Twitter clip that's going around literally everywhere where he pops the overgear, pops the level 3 quick gear, pops the install super, and just two shots the opponent.
Yep. Yep, that's it. uh, yeah, he's cool. I like him. I'd like to play more of him. I just haven't had the time yet. But again, this is week 1.
Uvo plays exactly how you would expect Uvo to play if you know anything about Uvo.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Well designed in that regard.
Guy. Yeah, for sure. He's a very well designed character.
Very slow. So like, there's definitely counterplay to him too. But if he gets in, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. Next up is Machi, who is pretty cool. I actually do like what I've seen of her and what I've even played myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't really gotten into the weeds yet.
Yeah, me neither. Kind of another set play character. She kind of like has a lot of instances of like placing these like threads in certain parts of the stage or on the opponent for various effects. And it's really cool stuff, I think. Very good damage too. Very like nimble type character. Very fast. And kind of just in the air a lot. So she appeals to me in that regard, I think, and I'd like to explore her more too. Just haven't really had the time to play her yet. But she seems cool. She seems fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential there. I know a lot of people online are liking her quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Phaeton, we both tried a good bit, actually.
Phaeton's weird.
Yeah.
So Phaeton has an entire mechanic, I believe, which is very fitting for Phaeton, right? Where like the lower health Phaeton has, the more damage he does to the opponent. So very obviously kind of Pain Packer inspired, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. And he's like the ninja character of the game, right? Like he just is all over the place, all these flashy slash effects, right? And just like very quick character in general, right? He has a teleportation move that's really unique, I think, as well, for mix-up potential. And then I also think his Pain Packer super is one of the better looking supers in the game too. So he's visually very appealing. That being said, I think the fact that he's reliant on having to take so much damage in order to deal a lot of damage makes them a little harder to play than some of the other characters because it's very high risk gameplay.
For sure. Yeah, it's he's got like kind of a push and pull type gameplay style, which definitely not everybody's gonna vibe with. I really don't, but at his core, he is fun. I just don't really think he's somebody for me. But you never know. Most characters you can have a good time with, and I mean, if I just threw him in on a random team, I could probably do something with him.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of how these characters are designed too. Some will consider a lot of the character designs very like plain in terms of like moveset potential, but at the very least, it's kind of cool. I think that like you can kind of pick up any of these characters and just play them and like make it work to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Phaeton included, even for someone who has a little niche mechanic like he does. And I will say his level 1 super is really unique also in the fact that it's kind of one of the only anti-air supers in the game.
No, yeah.
Like he kind of slashes upwards with that super.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. He and yeah, like I do want to mention real quick again that his level 3 is really sick. It just looks awesome.
Yeah, Pain Packer. Love it.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that's the whole roster right now. Obviously the DLC characters are not out. And we have not seen gameplay of Pito yet.
Yeah. So
this is it, and pretty solid roster. I think they're all at least a little fun in their own right. Just everybody has different play styles. Not everybody's gonna click, and for most, Kurapika probably won't click because he's just kind of mid right now.
Yeah.
But I think everybody has potential. You can make a team with anybody in here, except Genthru.
Yeah, maybe not Genthru. He might need a little help.
Yeah.
But Genthru is such a weird case where like I feel like you have to like in order to make Genthru work, you probably need to have like a very selective like team roster to accompany him to for his fullest potential. But
you gotta build the team around him.
Yeah, basically, like he has to be the core of the team if you're gonna play him. I feel like.
Yeah, which is funny because he sucks.
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, but I think it's kind of fun at the very least. So.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all the big talking points we got as far as just general thoughts on the game goes, I think we're both relatively positive on it. There's definitely things to be upset about, and be that'll hold the game back a little bit in the public's eyes and even in our own eyes. But overall, it's a very fun game. I'm glad I got it. I'm gonna be happy to play it more and more, and I'm gonna stick with it while the DLC comes out. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I don't regret my purchase at all. I'm having a great time with the gameplay loop and just like even playing with Kaige, and I'm having a good time, and I'm finding myself getting the enjoyment that I wanted out of this game from a gameplay perspective. That being said, it is $60. I know not everybody's gonna feel comfortable paying that price for the problems that this game has, right? And lack of content even for some people, but there is a free demo if you are interested in trying out, what the game does feel like in that regard. And there will be updates to come for this game, and I'm sure and hopeful and optimistic that it will improve the experience slowly but surely. And I think it's at least worth keeping your eye on if you are at all interested in fighting games, or a Hunter x Hunter fighting game especially, right? Especially when it inevitably goes on sale. This will definitely be one of those games, I think, where like a few months down the line, you'll find it on some random Steam sale for $30, right? And maybe that'll be worth picking up for most people at that point. I'm not going to recommend the game to everybody or anything, right? Because, not everybody's going to be in the fighting games, and not everybody's going to jive with a lot of the issues this game has, right? It's just as simple as that in the year 2025 for fighting games, right? Especially for the bad online that it has for the most part. But if you're willing to work through those, and if you're willing to, even if you just have like a friend who you have a decent connection with that you can play the game with often, then give it a shot maybe, and see what happens. Steam does have like a 2-hour refund window, right? So
I couldn't agree more. Just give it a shot if you want. Wait for a sale if you're not like completely sold on. Like if you don't need to play this shit right now, just wait for a sale because it's not going to take very long.
No, I don't think it will.
No, but that's pretty much all I have to say. Unless you have anything else to add before we move on.
No, that's pretty much it for me. I'm having a great time with this fighting game. It's this is my first proper like tag fighting game, especially. Like 3v3. And it's been a little unique of experience as a result of that. But just the way the game is designed, and just how like you can do pretty much anything you set your mind to with any of these characters. It's just such a unique feeling that I haven't gotten out of a fighting game before. And I'm really excited to just kind of see how that evolves, I guess, and my enjoyment of that as a result. I'm having a good time.
100%. I couldn't agree more. It's just fun. Like that's really all that matters at the end of the day. It's just a very fun video game, and I enjoy my time with it. No matter what I'm doing in it, really. It's just the game feels good to play.
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
And also just we haven't really talked about this aspect of it a whole lot, but just as a Hunter x Hunter fan, seeing a proper fighting game with these characters in it is really cool. You don't see that a lot in anime games. We had Dragon Ball Fighters, and then we had just garbage, a Cursed Clash. Like it's just
Cursed Clash. That Bleach game, right? Like
you don't get stuff like this often, and the fact that it happened for Hunter x Hunter is just really cool, and I really appreciate the fact that this exists.
Yeah. Definitely not the pinnacle of what it could be still. I think like animations and sound design and all that, like they could definitely improve on that still, right? This isn't like the peak presentation of what I want to see out of an anime IP fighting game, but this is a stepping stone, I think, and hopefully a trend that continues to be followed going forward for maybe other anime IPs. One Piece fighting game, please, God, I need it right now.
That'd be great.
It would be great. But I'm glad to see Hunter x Hunter represented in the space, though. I think I much prefer this over some arena battle slop Naruto Storm ripoff, But I like Hunter x Hunter being seen in this light.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, just the fact that Hunter x Hunter is in conversation now with like FGC people is just it's sick. I never would have thought that would happen.
It's so cool, especially for a series that's on hiatus as often as it is, right? Like it's not really in the spotlight a lot because of that, but it is now because it has a proper game, and that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. With that, I think we're ready to move on to see what you guys had to say. It's not a whole lot, but we'll get through them.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's get to it. Okay, now it's time to talk about what you guys have to say about Hunter Nen Impact. Not a ton to go through for today, but that's okay. We're going to get through it all. Usual reminder, if you want to get in on the fun discussing any given topic week to week, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts, as well as our call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And of course, if you want to email us your thoughts for whatever reason, you can always do so at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. And apologies if me reading this week sounds a little bit weird, because I started Invisalign this week, so I have a little bit of a lisp going on right now while my mouth adjusts. So sorry about that, if that bothers you. So starting off, we have one Twitter write-in from Terror of Talos on Twitter, saying, so I'm finding the game pretty fun overall. Right now, I'm comfortable using Gon, Razor, and Uvo, though I've tried using every character at least a bit. I wouldn't consider myself someone who's that great at fighters, but despite this, I still feel like supporting it anyway. Unfortunately, longevity is where I have some concerns. Bushiroad/Aiding will definitely be supporting Nen Impact for a while, going by the first season pass alone, with the second pretty much guaranteed. However, when considering player counts at the moment via Steam database, it's not looking so hot. Yeah, I looked into that a little bit the other day. There's not a lot of people playing on Steam at the moment, which is a shame. And,
but that's only Steam. Who knows about console? There's no way to check for that. So I mean,
no. I'm assuming there's probably more console players than there are PC players for a game like this. Anyways, I think that's pretty typical for most fighting games, especially since locals and tournaments are usually played on like consoles as well. So
right.
There's that. But yeah, off of Steam alone, it's not the best numbers, all things considered.
Yeah.
I bought it on PS5, and while there isn't a way to check specific numbers on that platform, its position in the PlayStation Store is quite low, especially for a new release. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
I really think it's that $60 price tag for the most part, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. It's too much.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys remember, but the Switch version is the only platform without rollback. Yep, it sure is. We didn't really touch on that, did we?
Yeah. No, we didn't.
Well, because I don't think me and Kaige ever even considered getting it on Switch.
No.
But
no.
Yeah, dude, that's so bad. Imagine getting the Switch version, and no rollback, no crossplay, so it's just like definitively the worst version you can play. That's insane.
Trash.
So with this in mind, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the main reason for no crossplay. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, but like, just don't include Switch.
Yeah, I don't know. Now on the topic of rollback, the online currently has issues with buggy rollback netcode. It sure does. I've been lucky having mostly fine matches, especially when considering some of the online footage I've seen, which looks quite bad. This game really needed to come out swinging with great online functionality on day one. Hopefully things drastically improve before August so player counts don't become even worse.
Yeah, it needs that.
And it's all about the timing, right? If they can push out something quickly, then there's a chance. There's a chance it can get back some good PR. But the longer it goes without that, the harder it's going to be.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys likely already talked about Season 1 content being leaked. We sure did. But I won't mention any specifics just in case you haven't. I'd say I'm satisfied with the selections. I'm interested to see how one character in particular plays, and hoping for 3 seasons total so all the Royal Guards can be playable with the game ending on a 28-character roster. That'd be
ideal.
Yeah. All in all, despite the current issues with an Impact, I'm glad it exists, partially because there's nothing else to discuss regarding Hunter x Hunter right now.
That's right. We take what we can get around here.
We absolutely do, yeah. And that's partially why I wanted to vote with my wallet on this, too, because I want to see more stuff like this, even if the series isn't constantly, like, ongoing, right? So, it's just nice to have new content.
And that's, on that topic, that's also exactly why I didn't, like, I minded, but I didn't super mind having to double dip, because I really do want to vote with my wallet, like Dylan said. I want to show support for not only this type of game for an anime IP, but also just Hunter x Hunter in general. I just want to show that people care about this property a lot.
Exactly.
But yeah, thank you for the comment, Terry of Talos. Next is from Cellweaver, who says, as a Kurapika simp, I hope I see Suit Kurapika in the game. Me too. It is
has
not
to be in the game.
impossible.
It has to be put in the game at some point.
Because so even if they do the whole classic anime game rule of you can't show things that weren't animated yet, he was in not the suit but a suit in at the end of 2011.
Yep.
He could be. They could put that costume in the game, no sweat. Please do it. I'm begging.
I love it.
Kurapika in a suit is now Kurapika to me. I just love that outfit so much, and I mean I've been seeing it for many years now.
Yeah.
And it's what I'm used to. So going back to pre-suit Kurapika it's weird in a unique way. It feels like almost a different guy.
Yeah. Actually. That's a whole ass new character.
Yeah. But yeah, I really hope to see that added at some point.
And if they want to give him an alt costume, they don't really have another choice in the matter, I feel like, right? So here's hoping we see that. But only time will tell, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have from Xander saying, I never tried the game, but from every gameplay I've seen, something stuck out to me. The sound design always seemed off.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but oh yeah.
Like, the hits didn't have the impact they should. Same with the music. The game just felt very silent, and that makes it feel a lot less dynamic than it should. Is it just my impression, or did you guys feel similarly? No, I feel pretty similar on that. The sound design's left to be desired, for sure.
Yeah, and the music, I actually do like quite a bit of the music, but I think the sound mixing is pretty bad.
Yes.
The music is really damn quiet, and the sound effects suck, and they take up like most of your ear space, so you're not really listening to the music.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking of the characters in the middle of their attacks and whatnot as well. So like the music just gets drowned out, and then counter. Yeah. The sound effects are all over the place too. Very not impactful sounding. The one that always stands out to me the most, and I cannot stop laughing every time I think about it, is Merrim's level 3 super.
Yeah.
Where it's one of the most damaging supers in the entire game. Basically teleports behind your opponent and like chops them in the neck and kills them, right? Like, it doesn't actually kill them sometimes, but it does a lot of damage, like 80% of your life bar, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But when he does the chop to the neck and the blood splatters across the screen, it's like a splat sound effect. Like think of like Nickelodeon, like slime, like
Splatoon.
Splatoon.mp3. Like, it just sounds like the most cartoony thing in the world. But it's supposed to be like one of the most damaging things in the entire game.
Yeah, it's rough. At least on the PC version, maybe somebody will mod that. Just give us anime sound effects. Like, that's all we need.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the mods are going to go crazy. Dude, I didn't even think about that. That's going to make it so much more enjoyable when people work on that. So,
yeah,
even if the devs
there can
don't
be
fix
Suit
that.
Kurapika.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Points for the Steam version of the game, I suppose.
At some point. We're not at mods yet, but we'll get there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I agree. The sound design is just very weird. They could have done a better job on that, for sure.
Yeah. Next up is from Insert Name, who says, can't play the game for the foreseeable future, but I'm curious your take on the defensive options. Oh, okay. We didn't talk about that. Good call. Does the game give sufficient mechanisms for response during a combo, or is it simply a very spacing-oriented game where your best defense is just not getting hit?
Good question.
Yeah, so there is Nen Stance, which I haven't delved into a whole lot. I do use it. I know how it works. I just am bad at applying it currently.
I think for most fighting games, it's always a little harder to apply defensive mechanics and offensive mechanics because there's a little less agency in being able to use those, right? So you kind of have at the mercy of your opponent a lot for seeing if things work on that note. But no, go ahead with Nen Stance.
Oh yeah, so basically Nen Stance, the way I understand is that you can it's basically like a deflect. It's very similar to a mechanic in Fighters, if you've ever played Dragon Ball Fighters, where you basically time the button right and you can send your opponent like back.
Push block basically.
Yeah, basically. Super solid. It's actually a very good option. It's just I don't use it much.
Yeah. It also blocks both overheads and lows, I believe. So that's a very good option there. very versatile, and you can do like a counter attack out of it too on release, which
Mm-hmm.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's something there, and I've also seen a couple other things. There's reversal tag, where basically while you're blocking an attack, you can tag into an entirely different character. Maybe they're better suited for the situation potentially. So there's that. But I would say there's definitely more offensive options than there are defensive options for a game like this, and I mean that makes the most sense in the world, right? Just because like the design of the game is all based around just like combo creativity in general, right? And like pressure. That's the name of the game, is pressure. So defense is supposed to be a little on the weaker side, I think, in that regard. But that's not to say there aren't any options. I think the options there are solid enough. People just need time to acclimate to it.
Yeah. And worth noting is that we didn't really mention this either, but matches, like just fights in this game, are super, super fast. Like it'll go by in the blink of an eye. So you barely even have time to think about blocking, to be honest. But it is there, and it is. There are good defensive options, but as you said, there are far more offensive options. It's a very, you got to be in each other's face. Like this is you guys are just flying at each other in this game.
Yeah, at least initial meta reactions, right?
Right.
Call it, right? That's kind of the impression. Fighting games typically do undergo a kind of cycle where, like, over time it gets more defensive because people just figure out how to play around more options, and more often than not, that involves kind of just like camping a little bit more and playing a little bit more passive, right? So maybe this game will develop more into that, but also just due to the nature of how this game is designed, there's rarely ever a moment where like you're at least not like blocking hits. There's always something happening on the screen, right? So
Yeah.
But that's neither here or there. There are defensive options. It's just going to take time for people to properly explore them.
Yeah.
All right, and then lastly for today, we have from Bluesky, I believe. Sorry if I butchered that. I really like both Killua and Gon. To you both, who do you feel most comfy with, and what character do you feel is most, like their anime counterparts? And what do you hope to see in the next patches for the game? Okay.
So
I feel most comfy on Kite for sure, and that's just because he's the character I have the most time in so far by far, right? That being said, yeah, Moral, yeah. I know you're intimately familiar with Moral.
Yes.
In terms of who's most alike from the anime, that's a little tough.
Yeah, because it's weird because a lot of the characters in this game, because we aren't allowed to do manga content, don't get to really feel like themselves. Crollo is the biggest example of this. He is just Indoor Fishman, which is a damn shame because there's so much more to Crollo, but we're just not allowed to see it. Same goes for like, I just had another example on the top of my head, but it's gone. Kurapika. Because we don't have Stealth Dolphin, which is huge. That would have been awesome to see in a fighting game, but nope, it's not here. So definitely not either of those two, because, well, I guess if we're talking about the anime, then I guess, but I'm trying to look at the broad picture, and I'll just say Gon. Because
I think I was gonna say either Gon or Hisoka. I think is most reflective.
Yeah, they're both of those clearly had a lot of effort put into their movesets, and they really do, like, they fight like how they would. It's a very, their play styles match who they are, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I guess honorable mention to Meruem to some degree, just because the action scenes he's in, like, it's surprisingly like few amount, right? All things considered. But like I feel like that reflects to like how he does fight, in those instances for the most part. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. And Netero.
Yeah, Netero too.
Yeah.
So not to say there's a good solid amount of characters in the roster that feel reflective of who they actually are in terms of moveset potential. But yeah. And in terms of what to see for next patches in the game, obviously fixing the rollback netcode, that's like number one priority, right? But if we're talking about like stuff like balancing, it's a little harder to say because like I don't really know what's strong and what maybe needs nerfing, what maybe needs buffing, if they're even gonna do that in the first place with this game, right?
Yeah.
I would like to see some updates to some of the single player contents though. If I had to like throw something out there for a more like selfish thing, because like I want to see those combo trials updated. I want to do
Yeah.
cool combos with all the characters and learn new stuff with those characters. The game just doesn't give that to me, and I would like to see that changed.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Just little touch-ups like that, balancing changes, I think, are, mostly necessary. I do like the game where it is now, but we're very early on, and I'm sure there's going to be like some absolutely busted stuff discovered soon, which needs to be patched like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it. There's just something in there right now that's game breaking. But I do want to see more little things added to single player if they are willing to. It's not completely necessary, but I would like it. I want to see costumes. Hopefully,
yeah, more costumes, please.
Because most of the roster doesn't even have costumes. We have Gon, Killua, Hisoka has 3.
Crollo, but
Crollo
like,
has one. If you
don't get that one unless
yeah.
you pre-order the game. So.
Yeah, to pre-order, and it's the best costume in the game, so they're assholes for that. But
Yeah,
I want to see. I want them to branch out. Like, let's just get costumes that aren't like strictly from the source material.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. Just give me like a Halloween costume for Gon or some shit. I don't know. They did it in Fighters, so why not here?
Swimsuit Hisoka. Give it to us.
Yes, or just get nude.
Yeah, nude Hisoka. Why not? You know.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Yeah, but the point is, like, I don't think anybody would be mad at taking creative liberties with, costumes for the characters. I guess it's a matter of if licensing would like allow that, but
yeah.
Who knows? I guess it'd be fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just if they charge money for them, fine. That's just little ways to throw a couple bucks at the game. Yeah, it's
cosmetics. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go for it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I want to see. Just the typical standard affair. But we can't be guaranteed this kind of stuff with this game because we don't really know what the future looks like for support. Like, when Street Fighter launched, you can very clearly say like, okay, costumes are gonna happen, like no shit. But for this, I don't really know. I don't even know if we're gonna get balance patches, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future of this game looks like at all.
Like, we have the season pass, we just don't know how the support's gonna look throughout the season pass and just like however long this game's gonna be supported for, right? So hard to say.
I think it's safe to say, at least, because this is pretty typical, that there will be balance patches with new character releases. That's almost a guarantee. That happens in like every fighting game ever. It's just a matter of, are we going to get balance patches in the interim or not?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Yeah. Tough to say, but only time will tell.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for community comments this week. Again, reminder, if you want to get in on the fun discussing any of these topics, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts or the call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And you can always email us your thoughts at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. #NetItUp.
#NetItUp. And with that, this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, and review on Spotify. Oh, wait, and comment, by the way. And on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. As always, we will be here the same time every week talking about Hunter x Hunter. Dylan, where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me online at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN on Twitter and Bluesky. Yeah, go follow me if you're interested.
And you can find me on Bluesky and YouTube at Manga Kaige. YouTube's going really well so far, actually.
Yeah, all deserved the support, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's about to hit 500 subs already, which is crazy. I thank you guys for the support. I know some of you in our audience here jumped over there too, so I appreciate it. So yeah, for the show, next week we will be talking about Hunter x Hunter 1999, episodes 31 to 33, which will finally bring us to the end of the Hunter exams. halfway through the show, and the TV run of the show, and we have finally finished the first arc.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Holy. Okay.
But we're there, guys. Tune in.
Yeah, big stuff. Nen is coming. The Nen Impact is about to happen.
The Nen is about to make an impact.
That's right. And we'll also have a new ending to discuss with this next batch. That'll be fun.
Pretty cool.
Also worth noting, our 1-year anniversary is shortly after that episode goes live. So I don't know what we're gonna do, if anything, but cool thing to note.
Yeah. It's a little surreal to know that like almost a year has passed with this channel and this podcast in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm I don't know. Maybe we'll do a little like a video special on that or something, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see. Thank you guys for the support as always, though.
Yes, thank you. All right, that's all we got for this week. We'll catch you next week. Yeah, thanks for watching and listening. So see you next time.
Thank you guys. See you next time.
Ready for the clap?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. No. What the fuck? I don't know. Sorry, I just filmed a manga Kaige video, so my recording beginning is like, I was like, I don't need to do that. Never mind, whatever. Okay. Just my brain fucked up. All right. 3, 2, 1, clap.
That's funny.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I was just like, what? You counted down correctly.
My brain wasn't functioning.